Shalom. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Yahweh is the Hebrew name for the world calls God. By Hashem is in the name. Yahushai is the Hebrew name for the world calls Christ. And Rakah Kodash means the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone GMS, Ruel, Shalom to the elect, beginning with the 144,000 to all you Akim that preach the word of Yahweh by Shema Shai. May peace and mercy be bestowed upon you. This is the brother Halal from the Great Millstone GMS Chicago camp. And the title of this lesson is going to be Democrats Want Black People to Vote for Them, but at what cost? You know, as we near the 2024 election, which is about 18 days away now, there are major steps being taken in order to make sure that Trump does not make it to the election. You know, you currently have 5 assassination teams that we know of that have ties to the Democratic Party that are trying to assassinate Trump so that he does not make it to the 2024 election. I'll go play the short really quick on YouTube.
And I'll break a little news for you. I had a senior official from the Department of Homeland Security in my office before the second assassination attempt saying that what he has assessed is that there are 5 known assassination teams in the United States, 3 inspired by other governments, 2 that are here that are known domestic assassination teams. And with that, this individual was coming to me concerned that the force protection around President Trump, even prior to that second assassination attempt. And
so you now have 5 assassination teams that are working to try to assassinate Trump before that election, man. So many steps are being taken, you know, to make sure that that vote is secured. And in the midst of this all, they're now trying to shame so-called black people for not, you know, really wanting to vote or vote for Kamala Harris. When all that's happened, when any of these people are put in the office is what? Inflation and wars, man. So now they're trying to bring out Barack Obama to shame so-called black people into voting Democrat, man. But this time, it may not work in their favor. So without further ado, I'm going to let this video play by Redacted. And Lord will, this is edifying to all those who are watching and listening.
Trump is about to change everything for the United States if they don't kill him first. And we just got some bombshell news on that front, which we'll get to in a moment. It's pretty shocking. Guys, we're at the ultimate tipping point moment for the United States right now. And we better wake up to what's happening. We are going through the largest fundamental change in the structure of the United States and the US dollar in our history, period. I've got a couple of big news updates to get to today. And these aren't just small stories. They are country-changing items that no one is talking about. But first, on the one side, you have a deep state that wants no borders at all in the United States. It wants to control and monitor everything you do. And they want to come to your home if you're a legal gun owner.
And just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible.
Here's what our friend Tucker Carlson just said about Kamala's gun statement. This is openly totalitarian. If we don't resist this, we are done. He's absolutely right. And these same nut jobs want a global government run by the United Nations. And the other side wants to return America to what made this country great. Closed borders, self-sustaining by drilling and manufacturing here at home, increasing tariffs so China can't destroy our country with cheap goods, by saying Washington will decide how Americans live their lives, not the United Nations, or some global cabal led by billionaires like Klaus Schwab. Heck, we don't even know who's currently running the United States. Demented President Joe Biden just held his first cabinet meeting in 2024. Yeah, his first cabinet meeting for the entire year. And he immediately turned the meeting over to his wife, Jill, to run the meeting. You can't make this up.
So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has. And it's all yours, kid.
Thank you. You know, sometimes the White House surprises.
So as you can see, the leaders of our people, you know, are clearly causing them to err in every way, which is why Esau Edom is ultimately not fit to rule, man. You know, these people get in office and they always try to please you so-called black people and Latinos. They always try to please you with lip service. But what happens when they get in office? They raise taxes and they cause all this inflation and all these wars, man. They fund wars in West Asia. They have children in Africa mining for gold to create iPhones. You know, they fund wars and chaos. And as you can see with the 5 assassination teams trying to kill Trump, these people are now trying to send out hits on each other, man. So all these people are all criminals, man. That have an ulterior motive that does not adhere or cater to what the people want. But this is the book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee the air to destroy the way of thy paths. And in the NLT that you see on the right-hand side, it says, childish leaders oppress my people, and women rule over them. O my people, your leaders mislead you. They send you down the wrong road. And that's exactly what's happening to Jake. That's why they're now trying to get the so-called black vote, because they want our people to vote for these individuals, but whenever we do, nothing ever changes. Everything stays the same. The hood stays the same, the struggle stays the same, and the prices just increasingly go up. So it's clear without but beyond a shadow of a doubt that these people do not care about Jake, which is why we tell our people to not vote for any of these individuals, man. These people do not care about you. They never cared about you. And they're actively trying to destroy you.
Surprises you.
What? She's not president. This is unconstitutional. What the hell is happening here? This is why the deep state cabal is so worried about President Trump, because they know they can't control him. His plan that he just revealed is to go back to the roots of George Washington's statement about keeping America focused on America. There's a novel idea. George Washington believed in isolationism. The deep state and the liberals have tried to make that a bad word, isolationism. It's not. George Washington believed it deeply, keeping foreign governments out of our business. And guess what? We stay out of other countries' business. We cannot go to Afghanistan and turn it into the United States of America. They don't want it, and neither should we. This is Trump's new plan, and they want to kill him for it. I'll talk more about this plan in a minute, but first, this weekend, we learned that the deep state is actively trying to kill Trump using any means necessary. According to Congressman Matt Gaetz, he's learned that 5 different kill teams are now actively trying to kill the former president.
I'll break a little news for you. I had a senior official from the Department of Homeland Security in my office before the second assassination attempt saying that what
We've
he
seen this
And
already.
2 of them are said to be from right here at home, domestic origin. As ex-CIA agent Michael Scheuer just wrote, quote, "There's no news about who's paying them, facilitating their travel, providing them arms and safe houses."
And the title of this article says 5 kill teams are after Trump in the U.S. who is paying them. So you have 5 teams that we know of that are actively trying to assassinate Trump. And they're getting paid the weapons and the ammunition to do so.
Neither is there information about who is paying for them. First, we must assume, he writes, that the 2 assassination teams that are domestic groups are simply the creatures of the Democratic Party and or the leadership of the Department of Homeland Security and the Secret Service, which appear to have already taken 3 cracks at killing Trump. In other words, our federal government, the deep state cabal, is yes actively trying to assassinate Trump to stop his election and stop his plan from being implemented.
So there you have it. You know, members of the federal government are trying to are calling out hits on those who they don't want to be in office, man, and really all those who expose the truth. So let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, and start at verse 14. It says, "Thou shalt in any wise set a king up over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose." So in the ancient customs of our people, the kings that were set up were chosen by the Lord. They shall choose one from among thy brethren. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set a king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee. And I'm going to skip down to verse 18. "This shall be that he who sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom shall write him a copy of this law in the book which is before the priests, the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahweh, his God, and to keep all the words of this law and to do all these statutes. So any king that is set up, first of all, they have to be set up by the Lord. And second of all, they have to observe the laws and statutes of the Most High, which none of these individuals do, man. Though they say, we're one nation under God, all these things that they're doing are completely against the laws of the Most High. And it's all going to lead to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. So I'm going to end this off with the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation. But the point being, in verse 16, it says what? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Because our presidents, and our government is currently split up against each other, man. One side against another. And are trying to call out assassination attempts on each other. Because like it says in the book of Mark chapter 3, matter of fact, I'll just end it off with that. It says a kingdom that is divided, what? Will not stand. This is the book of Mark chapter 3 and verse 23. And he called unto them and said unto him in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And in the NLT, as you can see, it says a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And that's ultimately that's exactly what is going to happen to Babylon the Great. Because these people are split against one another, calling out hits on one another and funding these wars, it's all going to lead to what? That collapse. So I hope this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone G. Messer, Ruel, Shalom. And until the next lesson of Bible Ball and Kwam Yasharallah.